Hello YouTubers, thank you for being here and joining my channel, or excuse me, checking out my channel. I am Scorpio 1111 and I typically do readings for deceased loved ones, and today I started my process and something completely different happened, which I want to share with you. I wasn't going to hit the record button, but Spirit said, no, you need to share this. There's some information that needs to get out, and so this, to my knowledge, unless we go a different direction, will not necessarily be specifically for anyone, but there's some information that you all need to know right now that's happening on the planet. So before I get into that, well, I'm not even sure, other than habit, why I'm sitting here with these cards. If you would please hit that like button, and if this content kind of resonates with you, watch some of my other videos, because this one's not particularly the same as, or even close to really, as most of my other videos. But, you know, check them out. I would appreciate it. If anything resonates with you, of course, I would be very grateful if you would subscribe. I'm just getting started here on YouTube, and all of that matters greatly. And when I'm doing these readings, the more exposure I get on YouTube, the more likely these messages are to reach the people that they're meant for. So that is helping lots more people other than just me. Okay, got those PSAs out of the way here. Now I'm being told to shuffle cards. Don't know why. Maybe it's just more from me. Well, okay, but I'll see what comes out. So let me tell you what happened today. I have a process that I do, which I'm going to make a video on, in case, because I've had people ask me about it. But I typically meditate, and then I will sit at my table here and tune in, and then I, get myself nice and grounded, or whatever word you put on that, in the space I know is familiar to me. And then I ask my gatekeeper to bring through the spirit that, the person who's crossed over, rather, the spirit wants me to read. So I did all that. And then as I'm sitting here kind of waiting, because sometimes it takes a minute or two for that to happen, I felt this really enormous energy surrounding me. And I didn't recognize it. It wasn't like a familiar feeling to me. And if you know, most of us psychics and mediums, we are very sensitive to energy. It's not just about what we see in our mind's eye or feel or hear and all that. There are different ways that we get information, but a lot of it has to do with the energy that we feel and sense. This felt enormous, and it was like nothing I'd ever felt. So I decided, well, I need to figure out what this is, and I sat there for a while, and then I said, well, let me just ask it. What do you want? And that's when there was a shift in the energy. I know y'all are bored looking at my hand and these cards that I'm not even pulling, but hopefully this story will be of interest, and we'll go from there. So I felt a shift in the energy, and then the voice, and gosh, how do you put this stuff into words? Y'all don't think I'm crazy anyway, probably. There's not a voice. It's just like this feeling, this energy, this knowingness of what you're feeling, but then that shifts. So there's not like somebody speaking out loud, but there is a voice that forms, sort of an impression. That's the word, an impression that forms about what this energy feels like. So that shifted, and then, because I often hear words in my head when I'm doing readings, then a voice comes through. Now this is in my head now, I'm not sitting here hearing it out loud, but the voice comes through and the whole energy of this thing suddenly gets smaller. It gets smaller, and then a voice comes through, and it says to me, help me, I need help. Well, I'm one of those people that I can help people cross over, and sometimes not often, but sometimes I do get a troubled soul who needs help crossing over, and I certainly do my best to help each and every one of them. But fortunately, I also have a team. I have a team of their guides, angels. I have, as I said, a gatekeeper, my ancestors, a whole team, not to mention my spiritual teacher, that are kind of on board with this process. And the moment I started kind of letting myself hear what this energy was saying to me, I also got this feeling of step back. Just it was again an impression. There were no words. Just step back. Let's see what this is. And so this voice was saying, "But I need help. I know that I haven't done things right in this world, and I've done a lot of things that I shouldn't have done, and I just need your help." Well, again, then I felt another shift, and I realized in that moment this was what some people call a trickster spirit. Okay, there are different words, and I'm not one to get hung up on labels. I'm just not. But I did realize that this, and again, I don't want to put this into the context of it being, I don't like these words like demons and evil and all those things. I don't. I try never to use those in the context of what I do. But I will say it was a negative energy that was trying to disguise itself as something else, and make a plea to my generous nature. And that's why I say it was a trickster energy. And I'm going to go back to shuffling now, just because. And when I realized that, then of course I put my wall up, which any good psychic medium knows how to do, how to control their ability to let something in or not. That is imperative. And by the way, let me speak on that a second. If any of you out there, it's not that hard to channel, believe it or not. It's not that hard to channel. It's not that hard to connect with the other side. But it can get you into a lot of trouble. So for those of you that are thinking about this, or maybe even playing with it, or experimenting, or inviting things in, you need to be very, very careful. There's just a lot of, that saying, you don't know what you don't know. There's a lot of things that can happen and that can take over and you won't even know it. So you must be protected, and I have several layers of protection. And so I know that I'm protected. I've had many occasions where that's been demonstrated to me. I know that I am. But for those of you who don't think about that, please always protect yourself before you invite anything to connect with. I'll say that, before you connect with anything outside of your physical world. It's imperative to do that. And maybe that's the whole reason I'm being guided to do this message, because somebody needs to hear that. You do not know what you do not know. And there's a lot of things that try to come in, like this energy today, and will try to trick you into believing they are benevolent, or they're from another world, and they want to make you special by saying you being the messenger. And I'm a channeler, so I'm not. This is nothing said against channeling, but you just have to have extreme discernment about what you're connecting with, and ask to be protected anytime you're doing something like that. So that's kind of my message about that. Let me see what else. What else, Spirit? Because, yeah, I'm feeling very strongly. Somebody needed to hear that. Somebody that's playing with something out there. And, I'm feeling, there's a couple of people I'm connecting with. I'm feeling this energy. And one of you is doing it more from a place of, I'm going to say, desperation, that you're missing somebody, or you're wanting to connect with something that maybe is not in the physical world anymore. You're trying to find answers. And I understand that, I do. But you don't know what you don't know, and you asking for trouble. because I know for a fact that people who connect with things that they don't understand, or that are not presenting themselves in the true light, that can be trickster spirits, pardon me, they will come in and take you over and you won't even know it. And you literally, I'm not playing, I'm not trying to be overly dramatic, but you can literally lose your mind if you do not have a very grounded, protected work ethic and or practice. That's the word I want to use. And foundation, because y'all, I've meditated for over what, I don't know, 33 years now. No, close to 34 years. And I've had a very good teacher and grounding in practices of how to talk to the other side and protect myself and all that good stuff. So you have to have a good foundation before you start any of this, or you're setting yourself up for to be messed with, invaded, taken over, all those things. And I know, I hear those words coming out of my mouth. It's not normally how I talk. That sounds very dramatic and blah, 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 but it is the truth. So I caution you, a cautionary, tale. Oops, sorry. I have no idea what these cards mean. I'm just saying. All right, Spirit, what do you want me to say here? Besides my running on, let's see here. Well, okay, right off the bat, and I didn't realize this till I just said that, Page of Swords to me, this is a messenger. So oftentimes in my readings, given the context that I do read typically for those who've crossed over, this is a card I get often, just means that they're coming through. It's an affirmation. Yes, you're connecting with the other side. This is a messenger card. So, that, and I've, can you see this? Pull that up here. Let me see what that is. I don't know what kind of bird that is. I have to do my homework. I'm not sure what kind of bird that is that's pictured in this. But birds also in cards mean communication. So again, I'm just feeling this is backing me up here. This is a card of, Nine of Pentacles is typically a card of self-sufficiency, independence, being free or freedom, having everything you need so that you can come from a space of being free. And then again, I'm relating, Mercury is retrograde, this back to communication. Excuse me, I thought I was going to sneeze here. I'm going to cough instead. Pardon me. So, and y'all know too, I read the energy, not necessarily the traditional meanings of these cards, but I read the energy that's coming from it. I get from this card foundation, foundation, foundation. You notice he's holding this big pentacle here, but he's also standing on something that looks the same as the pentacle. And I keep coming back to those words I just said to you about a foundation. You can balance, you can hold this heavy pentacle and you can wheel that around, even standing on one foot, if you have a good solid foundation. So we're relating this to the message of the day when I'm talking about connecting with things that are in the unknown and unseen, or on the other side of the veil. So the Hangman is getting a new perspective, and hopefully that's what my message today is giving to somebody out there. I don't know who you are, but I certainly hope that you will rethink if you're connecting with things. It can be alluring and sexy and seductive to talk to the other side and all that, but I want to tell y'all my story sometime about how this came about to me, because it was not something I ever went looking for. And the lesson I've learned is you shouldn't. It doesn't mean you couldn't cultivate the ability. That's not what I'm saying. But if you're trying to conjure something up and go, you know, it's like, do you know when you are looking to buy a car, I want a red Mazda, I don't know. Then every car you see on the road, every other car is a red Mazda. It's like you will find what you're looking for. And that is not the right way to approach if you're trying to connect to something on the other side, or the unseen or the unknown world. Definitely not the right approach. You could find yourself, yeah, this is about juggling and indecision. You could find yourself going back to being imbalanced in your mind. This is a real thing, y'all. They will mess with your energy. They'll mess with your ego, your perception of life. They will get in and just, before you know it, they've taken over. And or, not to say this is a specific entity, but just that it will ingrain itself in your ego. Oh, the ego is such a it's a difficult challenge to overcome. But you'll feel important. You'll feel powerful. You'll feel all these things when you try to connect, and or if you do connect, that can be pitfalls. They can be traps, if you will. Traps is a good word. That will lead you down a dangerous road. So again, this is a cautionary tale for somebody out there. You can be fertile and do this, but it requires the correct approach. The Ace of Pentacles is an opportunity. It's a gift from the universe, but it is the slowest moving gift, the slowest moving pentacle, the slowest moving opportunity. It's something that comes in that maybe you've been wishing for, but it comes in very, very slowly. And if you'll notice, on this particular Ace of Pentacles, it looks like something is growing above it, but these are what I perceive as roots coming down. You've got to have a good foundation. We're going back to this, having a good foundation to do this kind of work. I'm not meaning to say that you can't or that you shouldn't. I'm saying take your time. Meditate a lot. This is one of the best ways you can build a foundation. You have to face yourself when you do readings, for whether you're doing it for just someone wanting a love reading or someone wanting, especially the more, quote, out there you go, like I do, talking to other things on the other side of the world, other side of the veil. The more out there you go, the more at risk you're putting yourself. Don't be fooled by thinking it's not a risk. And I'm saying that because we're coming back to this foundation. You need a good foundation. You need a good teacher. You need someone who can help you to discern what is yours and what is not yours. And what, again, it appears to be one thing and it really is not. It's something else. That is discernment is very important to your foundation, but it also is about raising your vibration so that you attract and you can bring in higher vibrational energies. That is a very important piece of this. You know, if you're down there just wanting to do control things because you want the ego, or you want to be able to say that you do this, that is low vibrational energy, plain and simple. If you're coming from your ego, plain and simple, low vibrational ego, low vibrational, period. So I recommend meditation is, I want to say one of, and I'm sure it is, but to me, the most important way to raise your vibration. It also gives you a good solid foundation, because if you do it with the right approach, well, there are many approaches, and I'm not saying any of them are bad or not. I don't mean to use the word right or wrong. Let's just say it's one of the ways to do it is by confronting the self. When you go into meditation and you do this for any length of time, you will be faced to look at yourself and things, and the reason is because you need to heal those things, or you need to let go of those things, and you need to release things, which simply makes room for more and higher level energy. So the more you do that, you're transforming yourself, you're raising your vibrations, you are then able to bring in and attract higher and higher energies and connect with higher and higher energies. You can always connect to lower energies, but you cannot always connect to higher energies until you have a vibration that can allow for that. So, wow, well, that was very unexpected, but let's see if there's anything else, Spirit, you'd like me to say. Just shuffle these up and see what happens. Thank you. All right, well, there's the confirmation. There we go. Thank you, Spirit, for that. That was confirmation for me. So when you do these things that I've mentioned, and you take care and you take responsibility for yourself by building a good foundation, you certainly can have victory. But again, this card represents victory after a very long battle. So, you know, this confrontation of the self, this putting in the time to meditate, this putting in the time to build a good solid foundation, to raise your energy, to raise your vibration so that you can attract higher energies, and more importantly, know what to do with those that are not. That's very, very important. Then you can achieve this Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is, you know, everything. It's happy life. But, you know, what comes from, how do you, oh my goodness, look at this, and a Four of Wands. Backing me up, Spirit. Thank you, oh goodness. There we go. Okay, I can't not put all these out here because this is just awesome. Hang on one second. Oh yeah, just reiterating. Oh, thank you, Spirit, for backing this up. Okay, so again, victory after a very long battle. This means, you know, it doesn't mean that you don't have an ability. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is take that responsibility seriously. Take it as a responsibility, not just something to play with. It's not a party trick. Understand it's a responsibility, and if you build your foundation and have a solid foundation, that's what this takes. You don't just go out and marry the first person you meet. You don't buy a house without an income. You don't, you know, that all those things is what it takes to have this Ten of Pentacles. You have to be responsible. You have to do your due diligence. You know, you take your time and you invest in things properly. And then you can have this Four of Wands, often is marriage, but I'm in the context of this reading, it is, to me, it represents, and notice the Four of Wands reaching up high into the heavens with the fire. To me, this is very metaphorically representing what we're talking about here. The fire, the air, the other side, connecting, reaching up and connecting to the other side, the unseen world. That means victory, to be, pardon me, to be able to accomplish this. And you, and I love this, temperance means balance. Yes, well, it's one of the meanings of the card. It is the divine, this is an angel on the card, balancing, if you can see these two, he's balancing these two things. And I love this particular artist interpretation, because to me this looks like the moon, excuse me, I swear I can't talk to it. The moon and the sun looks to me like what is represented on this card. So the moon is to me again, unseen, and the sun is what's seen because it illuminates everything. Those are things that we juggle when you're doing this kind of work. It is definitely a balance that you need to have. By having a good foundation, you can find that balance. You won't be seduced into that world without having a good foundation. Then you can shed light. You can see, and I mean see like a seer, like someone who is psychic or a medium can see, but without losing balance. There we go. Without losing balance in your own life. And always, and this is my personal prayer and directive that I use in my work, always coming from love. And with my intention when I start my process in doing these readings is, you know, thank you, God, for helping me to bring love and light into the world and for it to reach the person it needs to reach. You know, that's my little personal prayer. And so they're saying when you do this work and you come from love, then you're coming from the right space. Oh, boy, that was, yeah, it just keeps going, y'all. I love this. Now, the Ten of Cups can be, yeah, it's happiness, and they're sitting on a rainbow. They're all lovey-dovey, and they got the kids and the happy, all that. But it can also be illusion, things being too good to be true. And that is, and I'm coming back to this. Yeah, this message just keeps going. Love it, love it. And so this card is feedbacking off of this because it's saying that's why it's so important for you to find balance, for you to have this foundation, because it can be illusion, and you'd be surprised how tricky spirits or energies can be on the other side. And there's another message about that I want to say too, because I should have led with this. I apologize, but hopefully you've stuck to this point. There is and I've never ever done a reading about this, never ever talked about this, so this is not something that is planned for me, promise you again. One of the messages I got right before I hit the record button was that there is a portal. This is the kind of the bottom line of this message, I think, and why this is important to deliver this, and why Spirit wanted me to come through and deliver this. That right now or soon, I'm not clear, but very soon, if not, no, they're saying it's already opening. Apparently there is some kind of a portal that is happening that is allowing for darker energy to run a bit rampant, is the best way for me to say that. And if you're not careful, you will feed that. You will unknowingly feed it and attract it to you. Remember, anything we focus on or we give attention to, we give power to. So you are essentially giving power to something, and maybe sometimes not even knowing it because of how they can disguise themselves, distort themselves. And also that they can get power, they can grow. So they can disguise themselves like this energy was trying to do with me today. They can disguise themselves and distort themselves and trick you into thinking there's something they're not. So again, watch yourselves. I feel like I need to say the best way, and I'm just hearing this now from Spirit. It doesn't mean you have to be a saint. It doesn't mean you have to love everybody unconditionally and live your life like Jesus or Buddha. That's not what Spirit's saying. I think all of us would find that very challenging. But it means being the best person you can be. It means leaving this kind of energy that's unknown to you right now, leaving this alone for a while. I'm hearing that it's a temporary portal. It's not a long one. It may only be a few weeks. I'm not really certain about this. They're saying maybe 3 weeks. That's what I'm hearing, 2 or 3 weeks. But they are saying it's very, very important for everyone to be as calm, as peaceful, as loving, and if you can't be loving, as neutral as possible during this time. Boy, and that word neutral is just like flashing like a neon sign. It's very important to be neutral. Of course, if you can be loving, certainly do that, but at the very least, try to be neutral. You know, that person cutting you off on traffic, cutting you off and whatever, you know how that goes. We all get that every time we get in the car somewhere, or something happening that, you know, or somebody not being kind to you. All those things that happen to us in everyday life. It's very important right now that we be the bigger person, that we step up, that we can reflect positive energy and not buy into, give power to that darker energy. Because it's trying, I just see this swirls of this energy trying to infiltrate is the word that comes to me, trying to infiltrate And especially some of us, and this is interesting, you know, it's like the brighter your light, I don't want to, I'm trying not to make this video too long, but sometimes they want to attack you because your light is so bright. So maybe that's why Spirit is saying try to be neutral. Be low key here. Don't try to be out there and be all that. Oh, I'm going to shine my light bright. Well, you're just putting a bullseye on your forehead is what Spirit is saying right now in this particular energy. In this particular energy, whatever, and I don't know what it is, but whatever's happening right now, He's saying don't put a bullseye. He, they, them. Their Spirit is saying don't do that right now. Just chill for these next 2 or 3 weeks. Just chill. Be neutral. That's just, I keep hearing that over and over. Like I said, like a neon light. Be neutral. Try to be neutral. Work on being neutral. Yeah, don't take too much action. Be quietly strong. I'm not even drawn to this king right here. I'm drawn to this lion just standing there in the background. I'm just standing here. I don't have to do anything. I know that I'm strong. I don't have to defend myself. I don't have to hunt. I don't have to do anything but stand here in my own confidence and just be quiet. That's what I'm getting from that card. And the bigger message I'm getting here, it's interesting, somehow, whatever's going on, somehow we're not only healing ourselves, but apparently there's the bigger, and y'all, I never delivered messages like this, especially on YouTube, but there's something planetarily, is that a word? Is that proper English? I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up. On a planetary scale, there is something going on that Spirit wants us to know, that by virtue of us taking a stand to be neutral and just chill for these next few weeks, there's a healing that's happening. Somehow, just us as individuals in our little worlds can make a difference in healing this energy. Wow. Wow. Okay. And I get, yeah, all I can see in this one is this star. Like, and going back to this message, this is just one lady. She's just sitting here doing her thing, making her little wish. But look, but this little wish is connected by her string going up to, you know, that lasso of star. But I'm just seeing light. I'm just seeing the light. It's nighttime, right? But this string is illuminated with light going up, and it's just like it's exploding into something much bigger and lighting up the whole heavens. I know this is sounding very melodramatic, but that's the messages that I'm getting here. Yep. And, you know, this card can be about taking risks. It can be, that is so interesting. I've never even seen that. Let me look. Huh. Okie dokie. Well, I can't reach it. I was going to get something from my other table over here. But so the Fool card is a new beginning, right? It's a new beginning. So maybe there's somehow, some way that little old us down here on planet Earth, you know, by doing this, kind of taking a neutral stand here for these next few weeks, is making an energy shift in a bigger picture. And somehow, you know, that ripple on the pond effect we're having is shifting energy on the planet. I just keep getting that. There's some kind of energetic shift here that's happening. And that's why we're asked to take this quiet role right now. And I was laughing because I've never even noticed what's in her hand on this picture. I don't know if y'all can see that. Now, I don't know what the artist meant that to be, but to me, because of the color probably, it looks like an amethyst crystal. And I've never even noticed what she was holding there. Well, to me, amethyst, and I was going to reach one. I've got a big, like a geode over here. That is healing. I think most people know amethyst is a very, very healing natural crystal. And that's all I'm getting off of this card is, and you see all the energy in the, you know, it's I think depicting is the word I'm looking for. energy just kind of swirling around. And then I'm drawn into, and gosh, I guess it's fascinating, just fascinating. Okay, so hopefully you can see this. This looks like just swirling energy, kind of like air, but with color, swirling, swirling, swirling. It looks very haphazardous and all over the place until you follow. And if you follow these lines, each one comes down here and connects to a dot. Each one comes down and connects to one of these dots. And then there's this perfect, very perfect pattern. Wow. So to me, the message I get from that is, however, whatever's going on here, that this shift of energy, it is somehow, again, it's like going back to that foundation. Somehow it's changing the pattern of energy, maybe, but certainly the foundation, it's the only word I can come up with. I know there's more here that I'm not able to express, and I apologize. It's just, I'm only human and I only have my limited vocabulary, and believe me, bringing through things that are not verbal, to put them in, translate them and put them into words is quite difficult. But that's what it's feeling. It's like somehow whatever this is about here is bigger than we know, is a good way to put that. It's bigger than we know. Wow. Oof. I don't even know if I want to go. I don't want to. Yeah, divine timing. Okay, Queen of Pentacles, she doesn't need anything. She's just sitting out. To me, this is the epitome of the energy we were just talking about having here. You just need to chill. Just chill. She's just chilling, man. She doesn't need anything. She doesn't need anyone. She doesn't need to move. I don't need to go anywhere. I don't need to do anything. I have everything I need. I know that I'm contained within myself. I'm happy. I'm content. She's chill. As chill as you can get. And to me, oftentimes the Three of Wands, I'm running out of room here, can be divine timing. Yes, it's looking for your ships to come in oftentimes, but I don't know, I just get divine timing off this, just really big. And we come back to see these torches that are, the torches that we talked about here in the Four of Wands, and reaching up to Spirit. That's the message I'm getting here. Your little tiny seed that you drop by virtue of you chilling here in the soil, that you'll walk away and forget is there, a year from now, won't remember this maybe, is growing into these wands and is reaching up to the heavens and is connecting, impacting, if you will, something bigger than any of us knows. And this is amazing, because then we got wands here. Same thing, wands with flames. Knight of Wands, wands with flames. Wow, that I just can't even. And the High Priestess, things that are not seen, things that are behind the scenes, hidden. She's the priestess. They call her High Priestess because she can see things. And I just think that's Spirit saying, yeah, there's things here that you don't know, things that you cannot see, that you don't know, that's happening because of this. So I just, golly, y'all, that's the truth. Yep, Spirit saying, yep, that's the truth. That is the truth. I just, golly, oh goodness. I keep saying I'm going to quit drawing cards, y'all. I have got to quit. That's the truth. Because why is that the truth? Because this is transformation that's happening here. There's an end to something and a beginning to something new. This is transformation, folks. I don't know what this portal is. I don't have a clue, but there's something shifting. Something, I don't know what's causing the death. Yeah, okay, all right. What I get here, this transformation is happening because the status quo needs to change. The status quo, meaning the way energy has been, there's some stagnancy. That's the word I just get, stagnancy, that has to shift. And that's what's happening because of this energy. Don't know what that means. Maybe that's a global scale. Maybe that's in our lives individually, and we just need to sit back and let this happen. When I'm recording this, we're just a few days away from the equinox, the fall equinox. And I don't know, maybe this has something to do with that. I think it very well could. Ooh, King of Swords. Yep, that's truth. Okay. King of Swords. That's truth. King and Queen of Swords. Divine couple. I'm going to have to quit. Y'all, I could go through this whole deck, but I'm just blown away at this message. Not me bringing the message. The message itself is, wow. I'm just in awe of what's come through here today. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. So the takeaway to me, folks, is there's some kind of portal happening. We don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Maybe you do. We don't need to know, is what I'm hearing. It's unimportant. The specifics are unimportant. But what we do need to know is we need to chill right now. Just take that chill pill for 2 or 3 weeks till this energy does whatever it needs to do to transform. Take that chill pill. Let's all just relax. Don't go looking for things. If you feel, I'm hearing this message, particularly during this time, this makes sense to me that all that came in at the beginning about maybe dark spirits and connecting with things that you don't understand. There is something about this portal that's making that more dangerous for people that are doing it, and you need to be aware of that. You need to be very aware that that's dangerous. That's the only word I can come up with. It's dangerous, and don't do it. Give it some time. Just meditate, build your foundation. Don't look for anything during this time frame. Okay. All right, Spirit, thank you for bringing this through. If y'all stay to the end, I'm very, very grateful. Again, I would appreciate you hitting the like button. Make a comment. Tell me what you think this is. Maybe it's just very personal for each of us. What is this for you? Have you encountered anything, or what are your thoughts about this? Let me know in the comments. I do try to respond to all my comments. It may take me a few days, but I try to. And if you want to, please go over and check out some of my other readings that I do, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. Apparently, I don't even know what's coming through to be given to you guys from time to time. So, hey, it's kind of a surprise over here. Okay, thank you guys for watching. I really, really appreciate you. And I know that your time is valuable, and I always appreciate you giving it to these readings. So thank you, and I wish you many, many blessings. Take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.